I think the citizenry of Japan is going to be fairly well prepared for this. The bigger worry, perhaps, for the tsunami itself would be the smaller nations around the Western Pacific. Some of them may not be as well prepared as Japan is for a tsunami. And, of course, we're watching very closely. Being in Hawaii where we are, we're very concerned with Hawaii, too. So we'll be monitoring the situation closely. Hawaii is in a watch right now, not a warning.
Okay, when you say prepared, what kind of preparations can the population make when they've got a 6-meter wave coming down on them?
Well, for example, if someone's in Japan, they don't have much time because the earthquake and tsunami happen very close to them. So all you need to do is just get away from the water. And so I'm sure that's what they've been doing. So evacuate the area close to the water. And
okay, Brian, just stay with us for a moment there. We're looking at some live pictures now of a huge wave which is moving along the surface of the sea towards land. This wave, of course, generated by that earthquake, that 8.9 magnitude earthquake off the east coast of Japan. There's that wave moving across towards land, and we have Brian Shearer with us from the Tsunami Warning Center. So, Brian, we are seeing a wave right now moving towards land. You were telling us about the preparations that a population can make in the face of this water barreling down.
Certainly. The best preparation is to have a plan ahead of time and to know where you're going to go in the event of a tsunami and to know where the evacuation zones are and where the areas are where you're going to aggregate and collect and find your friends and loved ones. And so, like I said, Japan has a very good system like this. Hawaii does as well. Not every country does so. So, people are going to follow the best plan that they can. But the general rule of thumb is if the tsunami happening close to you and it's going to be arriving soon, then get away from the water.
Well, we know that Japan is in a very seismically active area. It lies along a fault line along the Pacific Rim, which is very active with earthquakes. So we're warned that a tsunami is coming down, barreling down on them. They will be asked to move to higher ground, presumably.
Yes, precisely.
And
I should add to that too. If you're in an area with strong buildings like high-rises, hotels, condominiums, anything made of reinforced concrete, it's perfectly fine just to go upstairs in the building. The rule that we use here in Hawaii is the 3rd floor or higher, and in that case, you should be safe.
Now, we know that this earthquake has come almost 48 hours after another earthquake struck that very same area in Japan, that one measuring around 7.8. That was on Wednesday, earlier this week. So we could expect in the next few days more aftershocks.
It's possible, yes. The earthquakes tend to happen along the same fault system, related to each other, and it can be foreshocks or aftershocks along the same sequence. Typically, aftershocks are not as large as the main shock, so we would not necessarily expect the aftershocks to be as big as this, but the problem is with an earthquake this large, the earthquake damage itself has certainly caused a lot of problems, and so even a relatively small aftershock could topple buildings, for example, so it is a big hazard.
And when we're actually talking about the tsunami, this is a vast area of water that we're talking about, the Pacific Ocean. Will the water level decline and get lower as further away from the epicenter of the earthquake?
Well, the tsunami is a series of waves, so it's a number of waves that happen in succession over several hours' time. And a wave, as I'm sure you know, it consists of a trough and a crest, so a low point and a high point. And so depending on where you are in relation to the wave, the high point, the crest may reach you, or the low point, the trough may reach you. And either way, you'll see either a rise or a fall in sea level. And if you're so lucky to have the trough come first, that's the recession of the sea, that's your natural warning sign that something unusual is happening. It's probably a tsunami.
Because I'm looking at the countries that could potentially be affected by the tsunami. It goes all the way up to Russia, Guam, Taiwan, the Philippines, Indonesia, as well as Hawaii itself. So that warning would be for all these countries.
Currently, the warning is just restricted to the northwestern Pacific countries, including Japan and Russia and the Mariana area and Taiwan. The watch includes the other areas that you indicated, including Hawaii. We define a warning as the area within 3 hours travel time, tsunami travel time, and a watch the area within 6 hours travel time. But it could expand.
Yeah, and what we're looking at right now are the waves just hitting the east coast of Japan so far.
Yes, that's right, so far.